Hello YouTube, this is Auto Broker coming to you live and direct from my sofa in my office, which I rarely use, and I decided to do a relaxing video today. So, just kidding. So today we're going to talk about cars under $10,000 are still ridiculously overpriced. We're going to dive into that and get into it. So, let's get started! So a lot of cars for sale under $10,000 have remained very high in price. Most cars, they have over 100,000 miles, they're over 10 years old, and they still want a lot of money for them. The reason for this is it's basically supply and demand. The car prices at auto auctions are really high, under $10,000. Now once you go above that $10,000, you can get a much better deal. It just depends on who's in the lane and how popular a vehicle it is. Your Toyotas, Hondas, they're gonna bring a lot of money no matter what price range that they're in, because it's such a high demand vehicle. Now, a big part of the problem is when you go to an auto auction, a lot of things have happened in the past since the pandemic. A lot of you have your franchise dealers which sell the new vehicles, the Ford, Chevys, and stuff like that. Then you have what's called an independent distributor. An independent distributor can buy their cars they can buy them from anyone online. They can buy them from people they know, but they primarily buy the cars from auto auctions. And they have a lot of auto auctions. I'm in the Tampa Bay area, which is a good demographic area. There's millions of people that live here. There's a lot of people moving in from out of state. So, if you can find a niche of buying and selling cars for under $10,000, you can do really well with it. What the problem is, there's over 1,000 independent dealers here in the Tampa Bay area. I can speak about my demographic area because I know it. A lot of those independent dealers have gone out of business in the past 3 years. So what happens is, there's a never-ending revolving doors of dealerships closing down, and then there's new dealerships that are opening up. And what happens is people that are inexperienced, that have money or good lines of credit, sometimes both, sometimes they just have good credit, they'll start up a car lot and they don't know what they're getting themselves into. I remember when I started back in 2011, I didn't know what I was doing either. I was overpaying for cars. I was buying cars that needed work. So it's definitely the school of hard knocks. But what happens here is these new dealers, they open up a lot, and most of them about 80% of them buy cars on what's called a floor plan, which is a line of credit. When you buy the car from the auction, it's literally just like swiping a credit card. You buy the car on credit. They even pay the auction fees, which have doubled since the pandemic, and then they have to transport the car back to their lot, fix it up, clean it up, and then put it up for sale retail. So when you're at an auction, they either go by $100 or $200 increments. So whoever's bidding on the car, it's a bidding war until the last person bids on the car. Now, the cars under $10,000, since they're in such high demand, and you have all these new dealers at the auctions, they don't know when to stop bidding on the cars. They're overbidding the cars. Some of the cars need a lot of work, but they're continuing to bid. And then the auction fees are higher too. So basically the dealers are overpaying for the cars that are under $10,000. And there's also the new car dealerships. They're not selling as many new cars because the banks, credit unions, the lenders are not lending as much money anymore. The prices of new vehicles continue to stay high. Some dealers are still charging over MSRP, which is very hard to believe because they are so overstocked on vehicles, and people are not trading in their cars. They're holding on to them, they're getting them fixed, and they don't want the average new car payment $750. 1 in 5 new car payments are $1,000 or over. So people do not want to commit, and the note is 6 years, which is 72 months. So people don't want to go into a commitment like that, because what's going to happen in 2 or 3 years? You might get laid off, you might have to move for a new job. There's a lot of things going on that would prevent somebody from committing to a 6-year, 72-month car note at $750 to $1,000. Also, another factor in this is the fact that cars that are 3 years old that are coming off lease, most people, if it's a good vehicle, will hold on to the vehicle and just pay it off. Why? Well, because they got a lot lower interest rate 3 years ago. The payoff on the car isn't nearly as high as what new cars cost now. It's advantageous for people that are leasing to hold on to the vehicle. So there's a lot of 3-year-old vehicles that are no longer available. So, that makes people look at cash cars for under $10,000. So you have more people now than ever looking to buy the cars for $10,000 and less. If people are getting their cars repossessed, they turn the vehicle back in because they can no longer afford it. They're going to save up $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, go buy a car for cash, and then not have to worry about an expensive car note that they can no longer afford. So I've been a dealer for a long time going to auctions, and years ago there was like a core group of old school dealers, and that doesn't exist anymore. There's probably about 30 to 40% of the people that were in the business. Some of them retired, some of them sold their car lots, some of them just closed their car lots down. So all these car lots have become available, and then that brings in the new experienced dealers, and they are, causing the prices of cars under $10,000 to remain high. And you don't always make money when you buy a car from an auction. There's a lot of stuff that needs to go on with that. So in closing, I'd just like to, remind everybody that if you're looking to buy a car under $10,000, you want to get online about every 3 or 4 hours and start looking. And as soon as somebody posts a new car, you want to pounce on that if it's a good opportunity. That is the best way to buy a car. Now, the other ways that you can get deals on cars, if dealers have been sitting on their cars, they buy the car on a floor plan. They pay interest every single month on that car until they sell it. So in theory, they're kind of losing money after about the second or third month if they have not sold that car. So if they've been sitting on the car, they're going to just sell it, take a loss, and then move on to the next one. So that may be a good opportunity for you if you're looking to buy a car for cash for under $10,000. So this is Little Joke Auto Broker. I hope you enjoyed my video. Please like, subscribe, and if there's anything you'd like me to make, please put it in your questions or comments below. Until next time, Little Joke Auto Broker.